Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Aaron, and for those who don't know me, I'm a former financial advisor based in Ontario, Canada. Now today, we're gonna look at the Spring Economic Update for 2026 that was released about a week ago. We all know that government documents can be dry, a little overwhelming, so I went through it, picked out a few things that I think will matter to everyday Canadians, and I'll explain in really simple language. Let's not waste any time and let's get right into it. What we're gonna do is we're gonna break this down in what I believe to be the most important to Canadians today versus more of a long-term projection in the spring update. So these are the first things that I believe will matter to Canadians that we can utilize or they can utilize as of today. So number one, we have the fuel excise plan. If you aren't aware, the government did take some tax out of gas for a period of time until September 7th, 2026. It's 10 cents for regular gas and 4 cents for diesel. Personal belief is this doesn't actually really matter all that much. It was too little, too late to really impact Canadians, in my belief, in that we already are still seeing high gas prices. It doesn't look like it affected anyone. It just feels too little too late, and end of story. It's pretty straightforward. It would have been helpful if we felt it in our wallets, but we didn't, so there's not much to say about it. I know they were trying something, it just, in my opinion, failed. Now, on a financial planning side of part of it, it's not something you could even include in your budgets normally because 10 cents isn't phenomenal, and it's only until September, so it would only matter over the next few months in the summer. So hopefully it might impact your wallet just a little bit, but for the most part, I think it's inconsequential. Point number two is mobile phone plans. So the government has been pushing the CRTC, which is the government body that regulates telecoms in Canada, if you're unaware, to prioritize affordability and more competition. This has already been in effect, so it could affect you as of right now. So pretty straightforward. There's supposed to be less headaches and make it, again, more affordable for Canadians. So the way to do this, in my offer to you, is you should be reviewing your phone plans on a regular basis, probably annually at the least. And in this case is so that way I know what's happened to me, my personal experience is that I have come across many times when I don't check my plan and a year or two goes by and I could get way more for the same amount of money if I just checked and updated my plan. So the companies aren't doing it for you. They're not reaching out to you to say, hey, your plan is kind of outdated. We can do the same thing, but give you more data or other features. So you have to do it yourself and keep working at it. Usually you call them or go online, you can find a lot of deals that way. And this could be something you could very much prioritize into your financial planning budgets and relieve some of that pressure or cost to have a cell phone because everyone needs one these days. And this would help your budget go a little bit further. So we have point number three, which is the grocery benefit that we're gonna receive in early June of this year. Now, if you have a family of four, you can get about just under $1,900 for it. Now, this is a one-time boost. It's a one-time thing. I can't stress this enough. It's a Band-Aid. It is not something from a financial standpoint that you wanna put into a monthly budget. However, I also recommend not to have this just go into everyday spending. Yes, I understand there are Canadians out there who need it for groceries or to help them out get through from the next paycheck. I understand that stuff. However, maybe you could use this benefit to get out of a payday cycle, or you can get new tires for your car, just pay down a little bit of debt. Use it for some type of boost that's going to give your general financial budget and a little bit of more of a boost. Top up an emergency fund. Do something with it that could, have a larger impact down the road for you, if possible. I understand it might not be in this times. So this brings us to number four, which is a little more out there, a little bit longer point of time, which is we talk about housing now. So the government has done a couple different things here. They've initiated plans to put billions of dollars into low-cost rental homes to help speed that up. They've also changed the home buyers plan for a couple different points, which I think are good ones. You can take up to $60,000 where previously it was about $35,000. And now the grace period to pay back is 5 years instead of 2. So if you took it out, there's a bunch of nuance to it, but if you took it out, you had a couple of years before you can start paying back your loan. And now you have a grace period of 5 years and you still pay it over 15 years. So it's about a 20-year period. So by the time the house is paid off, you could extend it out the whole time of the mortgage or roughly when you pay off your house. Now this is more geared towards first-time home buyers because there's a couple other GST things they've done, which is fantastic for people to get in the market. And I think that is the struggle these days, is for Canadians to get into that market. So it is very important that these things are put out there for us. Now, again, you need to have the ability to get into the market, which I've talked about before in a financial planning thing that you should have been we have to, hindsight's 2020, I get it. but we want to be prepared from before, so an opportunity comes up, you can get into the market at some point. Just like prices have stagnated a little bit, now would have been the time from 5 years ago when you thought you couldn't get into it, be saving up and be able to get in maybe today. Now I get it, the economy is something kind of crazy these days. However, we could still do things or actions to hopefully get us into a place that we want to be and to reach our goals. If we're not trying to make our goals, then what are we going to be left with? Or how are we going to accomplish them if we're not making even baby steps to it, right? Just baby steps is a very important. The first step is always important. Now I'm totally off topic, back to housing. I do think these are good things. I don't know how they're going to translate into the market. I do like the idea of more rentals on the market. However, it remains to be seen if there's going to be a drastic change. I do think something needs to be more drastically done for housing, but that's a personal opinion. So in the update, we also talk about retirement. One of the key things the government, I believe they've done, is they've reduced the contribution rate for CPP. So a little bit more money is going to end up inside your paycheck versus going to CPP. You are going to still have your retirement funded, or that is the overall goal, but a little bit more money is going to be in your pocket from it. Again, as a financial planning perspective, I do believe you should be putting this towards, you should be able to calculate how much additional is coming to you when you rate your paychecks one to the other. But I do believe what you should be doing is taking a little bit of extra and possibly putting that into your own personal savings, be it an emergency fund, be it to TFSA, be it to RSP, something. Just put it towards your goals. You weren't expecting it. It is a bit of a very small windfall, and you can put that into your budget to help achieve your goals instead of it just going to everyday spending of various small things that you probably you weren't even buying beforehand, so you might as well put it towards something else again. You can even use it to pay down debt. Just put down that, even if it's, so the longest term adjustment that they made for Canadians, the changes they made to the skilled trades. The government has decided that they want to push to hire 80 to 100,000 more Red Seal skilled trade people by the year 2030, 2031, which is fantastic, which if you're someone who has kids in those teenage years getting close to college and they're not sure what to do, they could definitely look to this avenue and see what they're doing. So if you're a company as well, if you're a small business who has, who does trades and you need an apprentice, you can get additional money up to 10 grand, I believe, to help for you training someone, so it's great. And then if you're an apprentice, you can receive, I believe, $400 a week during your technical time. However, so you will get a little bit of money that you probably didn't receive before as an apprentice. It's not a lot, but you'll get there. Now, trades obviously is a very steady and a very good career, and something we do need in Canada. So if you're a person that could fit for, it might be a great opportunity to get into it now if you're on the fence about going into one, or if there's one you like. So that's my breakdown of the Ontario Canada Spring Economic 2026. Those are 6 things that I think matter to you and your wallet for everyday Canadians. If you found it helpful, please hit the like and subscribe button. If you wanted more information about this, you could always hit the comments down below. I do read every single one. Or if you think I missed something in the economic update that you saw, please put it into the comments and I'll happily respond to it, or possibly do a video on it if it matters. Thank you very much again for watching Cozy Financial Planning, and I'll see you in the next one.